Well, we made it to Toulouse. Back into the city.
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
A few days.
Can't wait to get out of it.
It's a gorgeous morning out here on the canal. Waiting for a moment where I can sidle on up to Julianna. We can give her a good morning. In the meantime, we'll just do a little bit of picturesque viewing. Morning, baby.
Good morning. Had a nice couple rest days. Problem is I don't mean to be a complainer, but I'm gonna be, because that mattress was horrible.
Yeah.
I got a crick in my neck and I've got a sore back. So even though my muscles are rested, my neck and back ache. So it's going to be a rainy day today again, but we decided to try to fit a little ride into the window where there isn't going to be much rain and get to another location with the hopes of a better mattress and another comfortable room so we can get a good night's sleep, finish recovering. I'm glad we're riding today. It's cool and it's chilly, but the air is very nice with all the rain that just cleaned everything. Everything smells so good and green.
Yeah, it does. And look how pretty it is out here, just gorgeous. But it was a little daunting last night, hearing the rain on the roof. We were at the top floor. Sorry if I'm cramming you. I just don't want to go into the drink. But yeah, the rain was just really beating down. We were like, oh God. And it's what it's supposed to be like today.
Yeah. And it was like an attic apartment. So it was very small with, you know, slanted ceiling, and poor Roland being so tall, he kept bumping his head.
Yeah.
But it was pouring last night. It was coming down so hard. And I was thinking, geez, I hope we don't have to ride in that tomorrow.
Our weather app shows a couple-hour window, so we should be dry, and we'll get a new place, and then we'll be within striking distance of Toulouse. So moving ahead slowly but surely and working through this big weather pattern.
Yeah, but last night,
as we do,
we had the best meal that we've had since we've been in France. This little restaurant, and I'm sure Roland will show it on the video when we start putting it together, but it was the best food we've had. It was amazing. Food out here.
Incredible. Yeah.
Incredible.
This has been the culinary tour for sure. I was never a huge fan of French food per se, but now I am. I love it. I mean, I love everything from the escargot to the rabbit. The canard is amazing. The lamb was excellent. I mean, it's just remarkable. Okay, I'm gonna get both hands on the wheel. Happy trails.
Happy trails. Good morning.
I just love that light.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And it does look a little more golden than it did yesterday.
Yeah, it does.
It's hard to express how gratifying it is to be outside every day, one with nature, feeling the gradual but distinct changing of the seasons day by day. It's good for the soul.
And how gorgeous is this?
The canal trail continued to amaze us with its serenity and gentle beauty as we rode through an increasingly autumnal landscape. And this morning we passed many others, all enjoying the same bucolic countryside.
Bonjour. A lot of walkers out this morning. Bonjour. Surprising how many people actually hike this path. We've been noticing many people with backpacks, obviously through hikers. It's a real favorite. As you can no doubt tell, a lot of graffiti here in France. A lot of graffiti.
So many people live in these little boats on the river, on the canal. Interesting life. Look at this with all the plants and herbs. Looks homey.
There are times on a bike tour when you might feel challenged, when you're hungry or weary, or you just wish for the day to be over. But overwhelmingly you have times like this morning, when the rain has given everything a refresh. The whole world seems illuminated, and you couldn't imagine anything more perfect than right here, right now.
There's the river through those trees. The River Garonne continues on. We've got the canal over here, and then the river. Really broad through at this point. Well, probably by the end of tomorrow, we'll be at the end of the Canal du Garonne, and we'll begin the Canal du Midi. Probably won't be a lot different, but it'll be a change nevertheless. And it'll be generally downhill towards the Mediterranean. Check out the town since we've got such a short ride.
When we reached the town of Moissac, we decided to do a little exploring and found ourselves drawn to an ancient church on the far side of town.
I want to check this place out, is that okay?
This place turned out to be the Saint-Pierre Abbey of Moissac, some of whose sculptures are considered to be major masterpieces of Romanesque art. We always find a walk through these old churches to be humbling and spiritual experiences, even if some of the sculptures inspire more curiosity and horror than reverence.
Some more truffle cheese. Maybe in there, it looks like they have some in there.
Maybe.
Just amazing cheeses.
Short ride today, trying to beat the rain, but we can kind of feel it coming. Getting little drops. Sky looks very heavy. Yeah, we should have a good solid afternoon of measurable rain, I think. Good for France. They need it. They need the moisture. The aqueduct. Where are we? Do you remember the town? Moissac? The aqueduct outside of Moissac goes over the Garonne River, and we're going to be crossing it here in just a minute.
Outside the town, we came upon another of the Canal du Garonne's engineering gems, the Pont-Canal du Cacor. While not as long as the one we crossed yesterday at Agen, it's still one of the longest canal bridges in all of France, and a beautiful piece of engineering art.
The surface feels a little rough for riding, unless you ride right next to the canal, which I ain't gonna do. Boy, look at those clouds. A great day. What a beautiful, beautiful place this is. It says some aqueduct over Moissac and over the Garonne. You can see the river down there and the canal. And we've been lucky enough to cross over several of these, and they're just marvels, just fabulous examples of kind of an earlier engineering style. And you know, one of the first things that people wanted to figure out how to do is to move water where they wanted it. These aqueducts, there's a lot of them all through Europe. It's awesome. The rain is starting up, a little soft rain. It's cold, cold rain. See the little ripples on the canal. Just got about 2 more miles to go. Love days like this, especially here in Europe. I just associate gray, cloudy, rainy weather with Europe.
So under sodden skies we reached Castelsarrasin, a small and somewhat dismal city where we spent the night. In the morning, we discovered the most delightful boulangerie just across the street from our stay, and we loaded up on carbs and coffee.
Okay, we crossed the bridge to the left. Is there room for both of us? Well, good morning, baby.
Good morning, baby.
It's a sunny morning for a change. It's been kind of cloudy and rainy for the last few 3 days, I guess. I don't know, something like that. Had a decent night in Castelsarrasin, which was a bit of a gloomy town, I thought.
It was a bit macabre.
We got a decent Moroccan meal last night. Very good, actually. After a hard search for a restaurant, nothing open, everything closed.
Yeah.
Except for this Moroccan place, which didn't seem to have any customers except for us. It was very weird and quiet, but excellent meal. And stayed in an apartment last night, in kind of an apartment block. You know, again, a little bit gloomy, on the gloomy side when you look outside, but
there were some upsides to the town. There was a great fromage shop.
There
I was
was.
able to get some more truffle cheese, which is one of my favorites.
yes, we secured a lunch for today with cheese and meat, and we got a great breakfast and coffee this morning at a boulangerie right across from our apartment. And we've waited out the storm. So the rain is over, things are dried off, and we've got some 35 miles into Toulouse, the biggest town we've been in since Bordeaux. So we got a nice, clear day ahead of us. Cool.
Feels good though.
It feels great. Feels perfect. All right, let's go. Poochie, 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 poochie. You know, you just gotta love these overhanging trees, you know?
Provides some nice shade.
It's just so pretty. So gorgeous. Weight distribution makes all the difference. Julianna's noticing a little bit of a funky ride in her front end, readjusting the weight in her front bags. You gotta keep kind of working on that stuff. It's easy to slide. What a pretty morning. It's just all clean and pretty. All the leaves have dew on them and the grass is all dewy and everything's shiny and clean and bright. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Better.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of weight imbalance really makes a difference on the roll. It seems like this is a really active canal. You know, there's a lot of locks and there's a lot of boat traffic. The more south we get, the more I see, and the nicer the boats get too.
Every once in a while you come into these areas with a lot of root buckles, I call them. Roots of the trees have just kind of cracked through the pavement. And I really watch it with all these bags. Interesting contraption here on the canal. This thing is on wheels, as one can tell, and straddles the canal, or straddles this part of the canal, kind of on little runners, concrete runners.
And it really can't go any farther because there's those bridges there. And what's the purpose of it? I don't get it.
Okay, here's an answer. So it kind of tows the boat. It holds onto the boat and it pulls it along somehow. Very interesting. Interesting colors too.
It's called a water slope, one of 2 ever built. No longer in operation, it was designed to eliminate the need for several locks. Along this part of the canal, the views were more open, with broad vistas showing off the lush French landscape.
Miles and miles of the most serene kind of riding. Just gorgeous. Smooth path and just so pretty all the way through.
As we made our way southeast, we could feel the subtle shifts in the landscape, in the flora, and in the villages along the way. Soon we could feel the draw of the city of Toulouse pulling us in. This would be our largest city yet on the tour, 4th most populous in France after Paris, Marseille, and Lyon. It's an old city, originating as a Roman outpost in the 2nd century BC.
Well, we made it to Toulouse, heading for a bike store. Back into the city.
Yeah.
It's been a little while, a few days.
Can't wait to get out of it.
Already, yeah. I think it'll be a nice night.
Yeah, I think so.
I think of Toulouse as being kind of a cool city.
I've heard good things about
Yeah, and
Toulouse.
I think we're pretty close to Saint-Tropez, so we'll be able to maybe check it out a little bit. All right, on to the bike stop. Take care. Love y'all. Bye.
It may sound crazy to some, but I love riding through these cities with their chaotic energy. And with the customary French bike path system, it was easy for us to carve our way through the craziness and find the bike shop, which proved to be, by the way, of no help. And then we found our hotel.
Made it to Toulouse. Seems like kind of a rough city in some ways. I don't think we're in the best district. from signs of a lot of prostitutes on the corners and such. But you know, when you're picking a hotel, it's kind of hard to tell. So, but I'm sure it's got some wonderful qualities to it we've yet to discover. We're going to check in and go see what we can find. It's always an adventure.
Our hotel, which although it seemed at first to be a bit seedy, was clean and comfortable and run by the kindest hosts.
Here's our room in Toulouse. You know, a really pretty room with a great balcony looking down over, I think that's the Canal du Midi, and how we're going to get out of town tomorrow. Nice.
And then we headed out into the city to see what we could see. Toulouse turned out to be a vibrant, attractive city. We thoroughly enjoyed our stay.
Bonjour.